In a world, 4 friends, 1 mission, to bring freedom to everyone involved.
Dude, what the fuck are you doing?
I'm doing a thing for the podcast.
Just say the name.
Fine. It's the Freedom Friends Podcast. What is up, everyone? It is the Freedom Friends Podcast. Once again, fellas, how are you?
Outstanding.
Excellent.
Couldn't be happier to once
complain.
again be in the Warfighter Tabacco studios.
That's right. That's right.
A little change today. It's Thursday instead of Monday.
Yeah.
Due to Labor Day.
Yep.
So
and game night.
Yeah. The tradition on Labor Day is to take a holiday about working and then not work.
Right.
That's
And I
that's
think
how
we
it's
all
done.
accomplished that.
And then we couldn't push it to Tuesday
Accomplish
night
that every
because
day. Is every day Labor Day?
I had game night.
So,
So
explain to the listeners.
Yeah, I got a
what
new
is
game night.
what is Nerd Night?
What is-
Game Night?
no, Nerd Night's a good name for it too.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's it is
night.
Oh, I thought that was Thursdays.
that's Thursdays.
Look what we're doing
It's
tonight.
Man Love Night, boys.
Why do you think we moved it to today?
Zing?
Anyway,
No, I did fucking I'll own it. You ain't gonna embarrass me. I've had a standing
Obviously.
game night. I actually have a standing game night 2 nights a week. Where me and all of my other nerdy friends, several of which are also Army veterans or military veterans. One of them's a Marine, but we won't hold that against him. So, it's not Mikey in case
man.
anybody's curious. But no, we get together. I'm in 2 different Dungeons and Dragons campaigns, and then a couple of nights a week we also do some of the more advanced board gaming stuff. It's not like and I don't mean like
board
Life and
gaming.
Monopoly and
Advanced
stuff.
board games.
It's all like board control, command and conquer kind of.
have you guys ever tried, since you're all vets and stuff, and I think this would be kind of cool, if you set up like a life-size chessboard and you all dress the part.
Like
And then
LARPing?
Like you dressed the part, right, of the game piece in chess that you are.
Yeah.
And then you have to fight it out. Like,
Yeah, if you do a move and you go into somebody else's square, you two physically have to fight.
Okay,
yes.
but if I'm a knight, do I get to be on a horse?
Sure.
Sure.
Fuck, I am in.
Huh.
I mean, one of them you get to walk around as a castle, so I'm pretty sure you could just like.
It's like, what are you,
Yeah.
Rook?
What are you dressing up today? I'm a pawn. This game's gonna
Fuckers
suck
made me
for
the
you.
queen again.
Sucks to be you, son.
Go out there and die.
But yeah, so I have a game night several nights a week, and it's a standing game night, and I unfortunately couldn't reschedule that because it involves several
Standing
people.
game night or sit down game night?
Well, it's a standing schedule, but we sit down. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's
You know what? I tried to give Jazz shit about being a nerd, and you're so unapologetically
Fuck yeah, man, it's
nerdy
me.
about it.
What up?
It made me fucking respect your nerdiness. I was
Chit-chat.
like,
Right?
fucking
love
A,
it, man.
dude. At least you own the fuck out of
If
it.
you're gonna be a
Like,
nerd, you gotta own it.
fucking own it, dude. And he's
Dude,
owned it.
it's me
You know,
and
like-
some of my really good friends sitting around a table drinking and talking shit and playing games, and it's
And you
a
basically
social
said
thing.
it's like tactical storytelling.
I actually got.
So
I
the
got
way
a-
I describe it is it's collaborative storytelling. So it's just you telling what would it be, but with a group. I mean, my. And it's not exactly like we're taking this super serious or we're sitting around with like the costumes and all that shit. Like my group's battle
Stop
cry in
lying.
our campaign now is Pim's Cup. Like, so we just sit there and like fucking just yell Pim's Cup and then punch people in the face. Like, it's
You're speaking a language I am not familiar with.
yeah.
what a Pim's Cup is?
Yeah, I have no
A Pim's
idea.
Cup is a cocktail made out of Pims. It's
I know what a pimp's cup is.
Yeah, Pimp
You
Cup.
can also
It's
drink it
like a
like a chalice.
bedazzled.
You can
chalice.
also drink it out of a bedazzled chalice. That's
Perfect.
totally allowed. But Pims is a
Pimp's Cup.
So like, anything is really a bit of scum.
yeah. So, but a Pims, Pim apostrophe S, is a type of liquor out of England. And when you make it, it's kind of like a strawberry lemonade. The cocktail tastes like a strawberry lemonade.
Nice.
It just
But
keeps getting
it's
gayer.
if you make the cocktail using Pims, it's just known as a Pims Cup, and it's it's one of those. It's like you can't make 7 and 7 with anything other than like
Seagulls.
7 and 7.
So
like
I
it's
just had
kind
an
of like that.
idea hit me talking about pimp's cups and Pim's cups. For the Freedom Friends, we need to get the Viking fucking horns and drink our ale out of one of these
Oh,
evenings.
I'm on board with that.
yeah.
Drinking out of a fucking Viking horn.
I have a fucking pewter stein thing.
Has
I gotta-
to,
I
has
gotta
to
watch
be
that
ale.
stuff.
Has to be ale.
Fuck yeah, it's got
Yeah.
or mead.
or some mead. Drink some mead. Huh.
I dig
I'm
it.
down. Well, speaking
did.
of cocktails,
You could call it like
boys.
the
I did
Valor
get-
vessel.
I did get an open invite from Jazz about 6 months ago for these game nights.
Yeah.
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 No,
Yep.
we'll let
We
like
just
anybody
never
that
really
wants
talked
to.
about it since, and I never really brought it up.
Anybody that wants to come fucking try it out, man. Like it's
I think we should take
it's booze
the
and
Freedom
storytelling.
Friends team and play against your nerd team and see who wins.
I think the nerd team's gonna
I can
fucking
do that one better.
annihilate us.
I could literally
I
get
think our shit talking skills will fuck up their
the
nerd team.
the guy that runs my Tuesday
our
and
lack
Wednesday
of
night
caring.
game. The guy that runs my my 2 RPG nights is actually an Army vet as well. So he was a
We have AT4s, but I haven't ever seen an RPG.
an RPG game.
I got a piece
How
of an
good-
RPG
how good
in
are
my
you
arm.
How good are you at dodgeball?
If you can dodge a wrench, you can dodge a ball.
I'm terrible at dodgeball. I know that.
Yeah, you're,
But,
you're terrible at
No,
dodging
my
everything.
the guy that runs those games is actually an Army vet. He's a signal intel and interpreter guy.
Nice.
Like had some duty station down in Guantanamo during the glory days of Gitmo and stuff like that. So he's got some interesting stories. But
Good pictures too, huh?
I've never asked about
That was Abu Ghraib. I think Gitmo finally learned their fucking lesson
Yeah.
after Abu Ghraib. And remember the pictures of the chick? She's like pointing at the guy's dick and stuff. She's like, "What was that,
At
dude?"
what point did
I
you
wonder,
think
I
like?
wonder where she is in life today.
At what point did
Pointing
you
at other
Leavenworth?
dicks, man. She's on,
like? You
the
know,
internet.
I'm gonna take this picture, and nothing is gonna happen.
Yeah, this is totally fine.
This is a good idea.
This is
All
a
you
great
guys
idea.
get naked and pile up on top of each other, just so I can get this picture.
I liked how they had that
It's
one
gotta
dude
be
that was hooked
okay.
up to like nothing. He was hooked up to wires, but he had like the bag on his head. And he stood on top of an MRE box. And they're torturing him. I was like, he's not hooked up to anything. He's got like
fine.
wires in his hands, but you can see him dangling. Like they're not connected to anything. And he's like crying and shit.
It's funny. I was talking to somebody a
Hilarious.
couple years ago that like recently got out of the military, and I was showing him some pictures of us, you know, when we were in 03.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Who cleared these pictures?" I was like, "What?" He's like, "Who cleared these pictures? Like, you probably shouldn't have these pictures." And I'm like, "Cleared these pictures?" I'm like, "Bitch, I took these on a disposable camera. I had an Iraqi develop them for me. Who cleared these fucking pictures?"
click, crank, 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 crank,
Right?
crank,
Right?
click.
Like, oh, quick,
You
do a
hold the
burst.
front
Like,
button
oh,
until the
Listeners
little
have
pops
no
up.
idea what the fuck I'm talking about. You used to actually have to carry a camera to take pictures.
No shit. It wasn't just all on your phone and shit.
And,
So you're talking about Pins Cup.
Yeah, tell me about this cocktail you've fucking made
You
tonight.
mentioned it was like a strawberry lemonade. Well, tonight we were doing a blueberry lemonade drink. All right, so my thought process behind this was it's Texas and it's still fucking hot.
Yeah.
It's still summertime, even though we are into September. It is fucking hot here.
It got just below 100 today.
Right?
I'm
Like-
still not complaining.
Yeah, no, I'm not complaining. I'm loving the fact that I'm never gonna have to shovel snow. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bitching, but it is still hot, so I'm still in kind of a summer drinking mood.
I'm loving the
Absolutely.
fact that I haven't worn jeans in like 4 months.
It's great, right?
Motherfucker, you haven't worn shoes in like 4 months.
So
I'm impressed you're even wearing pants, to be totally honest with you.
That's a requirement.
now that Scott's here, it's a
It had to-
requirement.
Before it was implemented. I'll
when
say
when Scott wasn't here, when he was still in Nebraska, there were a couple days where I didn't have pants on in here.
There were
It was
days
just
I
me.
showed up here to hang out with you, and you were like, and literally he's on the phone. He's like, "I'll be right up.
We're gonna put pants
I
on.
gotta put pants on."
Pretty much.
That happened to me one time too. I pulled
appreciate
up
it,
and was
buddy.
like, "Hey, dude, I'm outside." He's like, "Yeah, give me a sec. I gotta put
we
pants on."
that. What did I say?
Fucking true.
Yeah, but so I used this vodka that my old lady and I found. It's fucking great, man. It's called Western Sun. It's made from it's a blueberry vodka that's out of Pilot Point, Texas. It is pretty sweet as far as just vodkas go. So I wanted to get like a lemonade to mix it with that wasn't uber sweet. So I got the Simply lemonade because it's got a little bit more tart in it to kind of balance it out.
It's even got a purple tint to it.
Yeah.
It does. It's got a little bit of a
That's
blue
like that,
tint
like
to
that
it.
blue
Yeah.
cloud in there. So
Yeah, it's good shit, man. I'm a fan of this. It's a good,
certified gluten free,
well, that's in, I think all
Distilled
vodka
10
is
times.
free.
and it's they use a 20-foot column still.
So that's old school shit. I like that.
Yeah.
But it's good stuff, man. I figured
it's
it would
not
be a
bad.
good end of the summer drink.
pretty tasty,
It
and
is
it's
pretty
pairing
delicious.
End of the
mighty
summer.
well with this cigar.
So this
Yeah.
cigar, I'm going to dedicate the cigar selection tonight to Jazz's buddy that Anyway, so
The Mandingo.
The Mandingo
So
from last
we're-
week's episode.
We're smoking our Oscuro Maduro, which Oscuro means dark, if I'm correct.
Let me Google this just to make sure that.
I'm sure Oscuro means dark. So
Well, Maduro means ripe.
yes, so it's dark and ripe.
Oscuro is
Dark.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
dark.
And
the combination is.
I
essentially
already knew the answer
really
to my
ripe.
question. But we're
He was
smoking.
just testing us.
We're smoking the 660 tonight, and I thought that would be the appropriate size of this big, dark cigar, just to, yeah. So
just to give Jazz a little PTSD from his week last week.
So we went big, dark, and delicious. That's what you were after.
So,
Like,
yeah,
yeah,
this
got
is
it.
this.
Am I getting coconut butter like undertones?
I think that blueberry vodka really brings it out of the cigar.
Right?
and a hint of Astroglide. But no, this is Warfighter's boldest cigar. So it's probably one of
50 cal Garrison Oscuro Maduro.
one of our more popular selections by far.
Hey, Mikey, you know where you can pick this cigar up?
WarfighterTabacco.com.
There it is, right there.
That's right there. Yeah.
See, it's
Hey,
not
John.
it's not a shameless plug if somebody else
Speaking
plugs
of
it for us.
WarfighterTabacco.com, did we ever get that discount code put in?
Yes. That
Excellent.
discount code, it was live on our mysteriously unpublishable episode.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
That's right.
Yeah,
right.
we had
So
some technical
It's
difficulties.
live, but nobody knows about it.
No,
So let's go ahead and throw that out there again.
Yeah.
I can't remember because we were drinking
Freedom
a little bit on
Friends.
that one.
Absolutely.
It's Freedom Friends.
Yeah, so warfightertobacco.com, it's Freedom Friends.
I'm gonna ask my producer to come over here. My producer, he's waving me over, saying he has an explanation for the technicality that happened
Yeah,
with the
we'd like to
discount
know,
code.
'cause-
Please let the public know what happened to the discount.
So, as the Freedom Friends remember, we talked over the mysterious death of a Mr. Jeffrey Epstein, and a certain John was pretty confident in how he thought he went down.
Oh, I
So,
forgot about that.
I think I know how it happened.
Yeah.
So
We got Clintonized.
yeah, we got Clinton. We
That's
got
what it
Clinton
was.
hard,
That's how we didn't. Yep.
Yeah,
You had to
apparently
keep saying the name.
Apparently that episode got suicided.
Yeah.
And,
So what
legit, guys, we're not fucking with the audience. There, for some reason, that episode went wonky in the recording, and it like cut all of this weird dialogue.
You know, that's
piece
probably
out
going to be
and-
like the best episode we've ever done and
It was
ever
pretty
will
solid.
do.
It was a
And
good
now
episode,
it's just
yeah.
like lost.
But we
yes,
were.
the discount code is Freedom Friends, all one word, caps or lowercase, doesn't matter. And that is good for 12%.
And there's a reason behind that. John and Scott went into their own personal liquor archive here at Warfighter Tobacco, and
I don't remember any of this, so
It was about
keep
12
filling me
horses.
in.
12 horses.
and pulled
Oh,
and pulled
12
out
strong.
Horse Soldier
Yeah.
bourbon,
Yes, that's
which
correct.
was absolutely phenomenal
Yeah.
bourbon.
So that's why we.
Unfortunately, it
and,
is-
we
it
were
is-
drinking
we're out
that.
of it. So
Yeah.
because we finished it on the podcast.
Because we
that-
killed the bottle on the
But they
that
podcast.
got
did
Hillary
just
Clinton.
they did just launch in
I just
Texas
doomed
like
this
2
one.
weeks ago.
Right, so
I said Hillary Clinton. Now I doom this one now.
but
Shit.
Horse Soldier Bourbon is about the unit that the movie 12 Strong
Yeah, fifth
was
group.
made after, which is third group. So or fifth group. Sorry,
Cinco,
my
cinco,
apologies.
cinco.
So they released a bourbon called Horse Soldier Bourbon, and it was absolutely awesome. So that's where the 12% came from. So.
That's awesome, dude.
Horse Soldier.
Horse Soldier.
I did not remember.
That was we had
I
some
didn't
good
remember. I was
shit
like,
on
why
that.
did we do 12%? I don't remember this at
Such
all.
a weird discount. So that's the reason for that strange ass.
I'm glad you
discount.
remembered because I didn't remember either. I just blame TBI.
Yeah, I was like, right, like 12%. Cool. I mean, that's
This is what I do, man. I drink and I know things.
I just smoke
true.
cigars.
It's
So
true.
I want to talk about this thing. Everybody probably wonders what the hell this thing is,
Yeah.
right?
We don't talk about that
hey,
thing.
we're
The cake is a lie.
We're an audio show, not a visual.
I'm
visual.
getting there. I'm getting there. So, and we are shopping for sponsors, which is why I'm willing to talk about Rabbit Air.
Oh my god,
No, these things are awesome.
this is so fucking cringy. Can you
Right?
not do this?
So what? Tell me about what it does. Like
Oh,
as a
Jesus,
novice,
Mikey,
though.
don't encourage
well,
me.
as a novice, dude, I honestly.
Every show we've done, people have been staring at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
right
Okay.
here.
So in all fairness, so
Like I don't know.
you know what?
it
I'm
does.
just gonna call out the fact that hey, we told all y'all motherfuckers this was mediocre at best. We're on like episode 7, and we still haven't gotten anything on YouTube yet. So when all 7 of these episodes,
none of you
suddenly
motherfuckers have seen anything.
So when all of a sudden No, however, I talked to our production team today, and they're going to get all that squared away and get everything published, and we're just like essentially all 7 episodes are just going to like go up on YouTube all at the same time.
And when that happens, people are going to wonder what the hell this thing is.
So
That's true.
if you muscled through the first 6 and then you watch this video and want to know
Yeah,
what
if you're still with us now,
what the fuck that weird ass thing is in the
See,
background.
Jazz, I got a plan for this. I talk about things that you have to see so that people will go back in time and watch the episodes. Right?
I like it.
We want to build the curiosity.
Yes.
so
It's,
we're building curiosity
Now, let
on
me
top
finish this goddamn story.
on top of this thing that Scott's about to talk about.
No, it's not.
What is this thing? Tell me of
There's
this
nothing.
thing.
We don't talk about
No?
those.
about it.
Okay,
We don't talk about those.
We don't talk about those.
No.
This is what they see. This right here. Yeah, I know. It doesn't exist.
Okay.
That's not,
Keep going.
That's not real.
Keep going.
Okay, so what Rabbit Air does is it is an air purifier.
It's a suck blow system.
You can watch it suck in the smoke, right? And this little light right here tells you when the air is dirty or clean. And right now it's red because we're all fucking smoking cigars. So it's doing its job.
Fucking lies.
That's pretty cool, man.
But it's a great little thing. And I've never changed the filter on it yet. It might be due. I'm not sure.
Don't these have just that magnetic filter? You just like take it out, you just like
No. An iodizer.
yeah. What's the one I'm thinking? It's the ionizer, right? Where you
yeah.
like pull out that weird blade and you just like wipe it down and then you like
it's
put the
not
blade
this.
back.
Yeah. But no, these things work great. So initially I got this for my office.
Every lounge I've ever been in that had a Rabbit Air in it was like you could actually breathe in
Well,
the cigar
so we got
lounges.
6 of us right now smoking tonight.
Yeah, and
Right.
it's-
So we got 6 cigars get smoked, and we come back in here first thing tomorrow morning,
Never
and you
know.
won't.
Yeah.
You can't smell anything.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. You know, I have noticed that, like, because I've walked in here many a times and just been, and it's never even hit me that, oh, there's cigar smoke in here.
Yeah, all day,
You know what I mean?
every day.
I mean, the chances of Rabbit Air sending us fucking free air purifiers is
No,
about
not free.
fucking
Just we
zero.
just want the
we just
relationship.
we like
But we do
pimp-
love your shit.
we like the
obviously.
pimp products that we use and we love.
Yeah, we'll never have a product that we don't use and don't like,
Yeah.
and we'll never talk about those.
No.
So Horse Soldier Bourbon, I think your shit's amazing.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what's awesome.
I already have a deal made out with them. Next time they're in San Antonio, we're going to make a little trade with those boys.
Hey,
nice.
you should we should have on the show.
I hear they like cigars, and I like their bourbon.
Do they like to talk?
There you go.
We should have them on the show.
Yeah, we
Totally
should.
having them
I
on the
will
show.
Bring
I
them
will
on,
make
man.
that happen.
That'll be fun.
It
We
would
do
be
need to
fun.
eventually
So
entertain that idea of bringing guests on so people are just looking.
Well,
and
we
listening
almost
to our
had one
ugly
today.
mugs.
We almost had
We almost had one
Almost.
today, but Mike, I don't know, had to go. He had a pimp session or something. He had to go. I don't know.
Mike Barker.
He's a busy cat.
Mike
dude.
Barker, who we've talked about before on the
Hero
show.
Sports, yes,
and
we have.
at Hero Sports, out doing the Lord's work.
doing the loads work.
And,
yeah, he actually has. He
And the
told
whole
me-
reason he's not here is that one of the major sponsors he's trying to work with is
Yeah.
Hero Sports for yet another event. He was like, "Sorry guys,
Yeah.
gotta go do what I gotta do."
Yeah,
and
he's like, "Hey, I got a dinner with a title sponsor for a golf tournament we're putting on soon." I'm like, "I got you, bro."
yeah, and I was like, "Don't worry about it." So, Mike, if you're listening, man, hope everything worked out.
Yeah,
and,
man.
We'll pencil you in for the next 3 or 4 months to try and come on the show.
So I'm gonna go a little bit backwards here and get back to this vodka drink.
Yeah.
And,
what do you think?
I think it's delicious.
Good.
I almost need a refill soon.
I can taste a little bit of heartburn coming on.
Yeah.
No, it'll get you.
I feel like
That could
it's,
be the-
I
that
feel
could
like
be
it's
the
a lemonade.
Yeah,
I think you just need to get rid of the lemonade
But just go straight up
and
vodka.
just straight vodka
Yeah.
on with H2O croutons. You're good to go.
Which is the greatest.
But
the
speaking
greatest
of
thing
vodka,
ever.
so I worked in a bar. This was sometime between 2007 and 2010. It's called the Fat Cat Restaurant in Quincy, Massachusetts, and they actually just moved. Great fucking place, awesome food. But we got to make a lot of really cool drinks. It was before like the whole craft cocktail and everybody's a mixologist came
Ugh,
around. So like
those
we were
fucking guys.
doing shit with purees and like before it was cool. I know we're hipster, but whatever.
You mean the guys that can't make a drink without wearing 17 pounds of leather apron?
Yeah,
Yeah.
pretty
Before
much.
they can make a
pretty
drink.
much.
They have to have like a
Yeah,
fucking
and they're like,
fedora
oh,
on
I
or some
spent
shit.
14 hours making this simple syrup. Like, bro,
Yeah.
I mixed sugar and water.
Yeah.
It's
I'm like,
easy.
dude, I don't know if you know this. You look like you just got done butchering a cow with that fucking
Right.
vest on.
Right.
Like, I don't know what the hell that
But
is.
What's with that fucking mustache?
Yeah.
So, speaking of mustaches, here we go. So I'm bartending one night, and we had a hostess, and
She had a mustache.
she kind of had a mustache.
Oh no, I was kidding.
So, but she was the nicest girl in the world, and she was the sister.
You gotta
of one,
be when you have a
she was the
fucking
sister of
mustache.
one of the waiters that worked there, and he was like, they were like the nicest people ever. They were kind, courteous, like wouldn't hurt a fucking hair on anybody, and
Including
so,
their lip.
What's that?
Including the lip.
No, even her own hair, she wouldn't hurt it. But and she did have a legit mustache, and nobody really said anything. Like, it just was what it was.
Yep.
Well, we had this drunk fucking Russian dude that used to come in every Friday, Saturday night in order to go. He'd call in, order to go food.
Drunk Russians.
Dude, Russians don't give a fuck, man.
And I mean, you've been out in Quincy, Mass before.
I've been to Quincy, yeah.
It's just a shit show. If
Yeah,
you're
they
downtown Quincy,
They really want to be Southy.
yeah.
And they're always like, we're south of Boston.
What part of Massachusetts isn't a shit show? Like, every time I've talked to anybody about Massachusetts, they're like,
The shore.
North Shore.
North Shore. Yeah, North Shore.
like every time I talked about
North
any-
Shore's kind of uppity, yuppie.
I've been through Massachusetts
Yeah.
a couple times. Like, I've been in Boston. I've done that kind of stuff. But I haven't, like, spent any serious time there. But every time I talk to anybody that's from there or been there or whatever, they're like, you ever been to this random fucking town in the middle of nowhere? Total shit show.
Well, see, here's the
you
thing
ever been
about
to this part of Boston? Total shit show.
Here's the
you ever
thing
gone
about
up here?
Massachusetts.
Total shit show. And I'm like, what the
Right.
hell?
You got Boston, you got the North Shore, you got the South Shore, you got Cape Cod, and then you have Western Mass. And that's it.
Which is pretty much Lowell.
Western Mass is like anything from like
That's not Boston.
Marlboro's even too far.
Yeah.
Like 20 minutes west of Boston. I can't think of a name of town right now, but anywhere from there west, the entire rest of the state is Western Mass. Then it's just kind of there.
So my curiosity is killing me about the Russian. And
Oh,
Yeah, can we go back to the Russian?
and the
Russian
mustache.
comes in. Yeah.
So, this dude, he comes in all the time, and he's until that night, he was a great dude. He'd always come in. He might get a drink, maybe, depending on how shit faced he was, because he was hammered. And
on
he'd
his way in.
on his way in. It's
Nice.
like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. Like, our kitchen's not even closed yet. We're almost closed, and he's just lit. And he'd come in, and he's got a super heavy accent and everything. And
Thing went limp on me.
so one night he walks in, and I guess he kind of noticed this over the course of however long he's been in there, and I guess he had enough vodka in him to actually say something about it this night. And so he calls in, he orders all his food, and the order's already in the kitchen getting made. And so then he walks in, and walks up to the hostess station. The staff knows him. The dude comes in all the time. So the dude walks in. The guy's name is Dimitri. And
Of course it is.
yeah, right. I can't remember his last name. It's this. 47 words and a bunch of Z's and B's in it.
Stroganoff and whatever.
But
Yeah.
so the dude comes in, and I just so happen to be at the end of the bar by the hostess station, by the kind of by the front door, and I talking to the customers at the bar, and I overhear this conversation, and it was amazing. But I had to do something because there wasn't anybody else up there, and she was super uncomfortable. But he's hammered, and he's holding on to the waitress station to keep from fucking falling over. And they're talking whatever, just bullshit, and then all of a sudden I hear he just staring straight into her fucking eyes, and I hear, "You drink too much vodka, give you mustache." And I was like, no, like, Dimitri, bro, like, you can't say that. And he's like, "But she has mustache," and I'm like, Dimitri, just go outside, I'll bring your food out, just give me 2 seconds. I look at her, I almost said her name, I looked at her, and I was like, "Hey, did he already pay?" He's like, "Yeah, he paid." And I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I'll be right back." I go to the kitchen, I'm like, "Hey, I need his food, like, right fucking now.
Like,
Like,
he's
this is
gotta
bad."
go.
And at that point, the owner walks around the corner, and he's like, "Hey, what?" He's like, "What's going on?" And I'm like, "Hold on, I'll tell you in a second." And he's like, "What?" And I grab the food, I walk out, I hint Dimitri, he leaves. I come back in, the owner, Neil, he's just like, "Dude," he's like, "What just happened?" And I'm like, "Well, Dimitri called out the hostess's mustache to her face." He's like, "Oh, fuck." So you had to pull her aside, talk to her the whole night, everything like that. Like, I felt super bad. I'm like, "I'm sorry." Like,
So
sometimes
how did
the guy's
that
just a
conversation
dickhead.
go? So there's this thing called Nair. There's this.
The next day,
Mustache.
I come into work.
Nice red lip.
Nope. Still full blown mustache.
Hell
I'm like,
yeah.
"Get it, girl."
There you go.
Fucking own that.
Fucking dude. So
See, that's like me being a fucking gamer nerd. Whatever.
own it, dude.
Just own that shit like a female mustache.
I was
Doesn't
in
matter.
a-
You just gotta fucking rock what you are, man.
She should have just replied with like, "Well, I also have a bigger dick than you."
Right?
I got in trouble in Sarn's course. Because there was like 3 females in my entire class, and one of them absolutely rocked a mustache. And we're going over the Marine Corps order about hygienic standards and whatnot.
Shouldn't shave every morning? Come
And
on.
I raised my hand and asked the staff sergeant instructor. I was like, "Staff sergeant, what if a female has facial hair?" And you heard the entire class of 80 sergeants just go, like, try not to piss themselves laughing and maintain some bearing. And There's no way she didn't fucking know what I was talking about, but I got. He was just
the
like,
other thing that probably gave it away was the other 79 sergeants in the room going.
"Oh, they ruined it."
You could hear all of the heads just turn into.
Of course, he's like, "See me after class." I was like, "Fuck!" So I get after class, I walk up, I'm like, "Yes, Staff Sergeant," and he's like, "I will break your ass down shotgun style if you ever do some shit like that again." And I was like, "It was a legit question, man." And he's like, "No, it fucking wasn't. You know it wasn't." And I was like, "What do I do?" You know, like shit.
Speaking of times one gets in trouble when in a military class environment, I'm at an equal opportunity briefing.
Oh my god!
And I got
Recipe for disasters.
I got asked, Sergeant Jansen, what would you do to help out equal opportunity?
Yeah.
And I said, well, I'd get rid of all this classroom shit, and I would just totally not have equal opportunity. Well, what do you mean? I said, if you truly want equal opportunity, then we shouldn't have classes about equal opportunity.
Right. Stop.
It should just be equal opportunity.
Stop finding definitions of
And
inequality.
It did not go over well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys see? This was a couple days ago on Facebook about they did a straight pride parade in Boston.
Yeah, I saw. Did you see like all 30 people that showed up?
Did you see their flag?
I didn't see the only part
the
of
straight pride people have a flag.
What?
And it is the gayest looking flag I've ever seen.
I
Fix
don't know
yourself.
what the flag is, but I
do you
did
need a
see that they
flag?
had a whole bunch of protesters.
Yeah.
And Boston PD showed up in their motorcycle squad, and all of them just blared their sirens in front of the protesters the entire time, and they couldn't even hear themselves. And it was an awesome video. I just wish they would do that for almost every protest.
It should be.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
should be any
Like-
protest about
Yeah,
protest.
anything.
almost.
It should just be
Almost
yeah.
any protest. Like you have somebody that's doing it the right way. Like,
Yeah,
hey,
sure.
I got permits. We're legally allowed to be here and do
Right.
this. And then you have a bunch of idiots that show up to protest them.
Look
the
at
cops
it.
should
That's
go
the
fuck
flag?
with those
Flag.
guys.
That's the
Oh,
straight
wow.
pride flag.
I'm actually
That's the
pretty sure.
gayest thing I ever
Can you show
seen.
that to the
Dude,
camera?
Wait.
I'm telling you,
That's the gayest thing
That's
I've
the
ever
gayest
seen.
flag
I'm
I've ever
almost
seen.
positive that I would rather have the rainbow representing me.
I'm actually pretty sure that's the cover to a Prince album, isn't it?
Same thing.
Like, so that's where
The
we're at
straight
with this.
pride flag.
Seriously? That's how proud you are?
If
That
you
that's the
wanna-
best you can
if
come
you're
up with?
trying to say,
Do the gays
I'm
have all the
proud.
creativity? Like, we
Yeah, apparently.
hey, how do we represent our pride in being straight? Oh, I got this. You just need to get in touch with your feminine.
Yeah.
Hey, you know,
femininity because
I have
Baby blue and powder pink. That's what I'm thinking
I
right
have
there, boys.
I have no problem with gay people.
No,
none
absolutely not.
whatsoever. I mean,
but straight people with a gay flag? Come on, boys.
like, how
Like
dare
seriously,
you?
this isn't an
That-
anti-straight or anti-gay
that was-
statement. This is just if you were gonna start a movement to try and take pride in whatever the fuck you are, hire a goddamn graphic designer and do
Right?
that shit
That'd
right.
be like the- that'd be like
Newsflash, that graphic designer is probably going to be gay.
yeah, right.
and he's probably going to be gay, and he's probably going to do a way better job than you ever fucking
Right.
could with your fucking pussy
And we'll
on the
give a
brain.
shit when you came to a meeting and was like, I'm gonna need a straight pride flag.
That
And
would
dude's
be
gonna
like-
be like, I got you, fam. Don't even worry about it.
That would be like the gay pride flag being, I don't know, like what's the most non-gay like thing? You know, like I don't know.
Good
like,
luck with this one.
Yeah,
I don't know what.
I'm lost.
You just keep going down this rabbit hole. I was gonna say I want to see where you
You're
end
trying
up.
to figure
son.
out the most non-gay what?
The most
like-
non-gay
like,
flag they could
if
have made.
this guy invented the gay pride flag, it would be the straightest flag possible. I like your style.
Which is what exactly?
I don't know. I don't know.
You're so lost in this.
Well,
I
all right,
know.
so have you seen like the other versions of the gay
I feel
pride
like,
flag
Hold on. I got a
for
really
like different demographics?
I get a
There's
really
like
good
different
point here.
ones. Yeah, there's like different colors
I feel
of
like
rainbow.
what Scott just tried to describe is what gun grabbers
Try to describe about
Yeah,
not
yeah.
buying guns.
You know what? Something needs to happen,
A 30
but I don't know
caliber
what
clip.
it is.
Yep, I'm probably that guy.
It's their 30 caliber clip
No, dude,
and
it's
the ghost gun.
It's the 30 caliber double barrel high capacity extended clip. That's the.
Dang, I had two of those like a couple years ago. I sold them though.
It's a ghost gun.
all I know is as soon as they fucking tell me I can get a double barreled clip magazine, I fucking want one.
Yeah, right.
only
I don't know what it is,
if it's a pump action.
but it
I didn't know-
sounds fucking freedom.
I didn't know what the shit that was until that politician made that statement on the news, and I was like, "Holy shit! You're informing me about a product that I need to find.
want
Like
two of
this is holy hell."
Best part was he held up. It looked like an airsoft gun. He held it up and he was like, "This is a ghost gun."
It was that female. It was that female about the double-barreled high-capacity clip magazine. Or whatever.
I'm talking about that douchebag in California.
You're talking
that was
about
like,
the
this is
OG
a ghost
guy.
gun. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, a what?
Fully semi-automatic.
Fully
You
semi-automatic.
went full
30
semi-automatic.
caliber clip.
30 caliber
in 30
clips.
seconds.
Tell you what,
Yeah,
right
that
now,
guy.
nobody has sold more weapons
Did you
than the
guys
gun grab people.
Did you see the
Right.
video? Did you see the video that the news? I can't remember what agency news put it out, but they were demonstrating the damage that an AR-15 did to a watermelon,
And they used a shotgun.
and they used a 12-gauge shotgun.
yeah, and it was
Like, come on!
it's like, guys, that is not
Well, I
the
bet
same
you they
thing.
shot it with an AR, right? And everyone's like, "Oh, here it comes! Here it comes!" They're like,
Pink.
"Oh, what? That was it? Okay. How do we get this thing to blow up? 12 gauge? Give me one of those.
Yeah.
We'll just make it work on the
Bring that
news."
Well, this
Bird
is,
gun out here.
this
Let's
is
take care
right
of some
after
business.
Biden kept doing that. Get a shotgun. Get a shotgun.
Right.
You need an AR-15. Get a shotgun.
200 million
They do
people
shit like that. It's
won't,
like,
won't
ugh.
notice that you used a shotgun instead of an AR. So
Right.
just do it anyways.
it's
Go
fine.
ahead, guys.
At least try to do some trickery.
If you guys have not heard the or seen the Dave Chappelle skit he does about the shotgun buying,
Yeah.
and
The new
ammo,
one?
oh my god,
Oh,
it's
dude.
hilarious.
So funny.
The new one, like, I'm pretty apolitical guy usually,
Look, I'll cover down for you on this one.
but
Ready?
he fucking rocked it, man.
Oh, it was great. It was great.
If you want to see that just about across the board, everybody's tired of the fact that this pendulum has swung so far in one direction, and so the other side swung it in the other direction. Dave Chappelle put out a brand new special that essentially went, "You're all fucking idiots."
Yeah.
Like,
He's like,
and
you
he
people,
called
about
out
you
It's
motherfuckers
amazing.
are the worst people I've
Everybody.
ever tried
Did
to
you guys see his
entertain.
the
I
Rotten
was like,
Tomatoes rating that he got?
Dude, so it's at a 7% Rotten Tomatoes
Yeah.
rating, but on the fucking viewer,
99%.
it's at a 99. Yeah. And then to flip that around, if you want to really pay attention to the biases, to flip that around, that documentary they did about AOC, about Ocasio-Cortez,
Yeah.
is at a 100% tomato rating and a 30% freaking like from the viewers. And so it's like, dude, I don't know
so
who
funny.
they hire to do these things.
Don't
but they
trust
are-
the critics
they are
unless
so
it's the people
fucking
making
out of
comments on this
touch
show that
with
says
the-
we're awesome. Those
Yeah.
people know what they're talking
We
about.
should be critics on things.
Oh, we totally should.
Dude, why?
Oh, let's write that segment.
Let's critique some shit.
Let's
I'm
critique
down with
some
that.
shit.
Not that anybody gives a fuck what we think.
Yeah, nobody
but,
really cares.
But granted,
But
we don't
it'd be
give a
really-
fuck what they think
be
either.
funny.
Like,
So, one of you fine gentlemen came up with an idea last week when we were talking, or maybe it was at the social on Friday that we were talking or whatever, about we haven't really given our audience a chance to learn more about us, like as the hosts of the show, and kind of like obviously we're a pro freedom.
Oh, weren't we gonna? We talked about doing an interview style.
Yeah,
Pick
so
one
I was
person
thinking
and
like
tear 'em
pick a
apart.
person and just start asking them questions.
ask some questions.
And just kind of to give our audience a chance to see.
I don't think we ever agreed on
Who
a
we
question
are.
set though,
no, we didn't.
because I've
didn't-
only heard one question, and
it's a legitimate question.
I have a series of questions that I ask most people that I meet, and I can go down that road too.
So we could test drive this right now. We could let John take his
Scott and I
list.
have had these conversations in way in
So
depth.
don't interview Scott. You got two other people at the table. We could test drive this right here and see if it works.
I don't know if we should. I don't know if we need to turn this podcast into those series of questions.
yeah, I
Oh
think,
well, in all fairness, I haven't heard your series.
and I
Yeah,
think
I'm
we
not
need
sure
to
about these
dedicate
questions.
a podcast to a person. Like maybe the next 4 we do will be about us or something. I don't know.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. Like, what if we did it like we're three of us interview one of them? It's like getting to know Jazz,
Yeah,
getting to know Scott,
and we
you
each
know?
come up with like 5
Getting to
questions
know
or some shit.
you. Getting to know all
What was the song you kept singing like right before, like as we came on? Like, what the hell was that?
Dude, that shit was stuck in my head for like a week. It was ridiculous. We were hosting another show, and I was sitting there. And every time the mics went live, I was just sitting there going, "I like it when you call me senorita."
He just kept saying it live on Facebook. There it is for a bunch of people to see. This is Jazz jamming it.
Song
Hilarious.
was stuck in my head forever.
Dude, so speaking of that shit, my kids have been watching Lego Movie 2. And they have a song in Lego Movie 2 that's literally called "This Song is Gonna Get Stuck Inside Your Head." And, it's like, and the lyrics are something like, "This song's gonna get stuck inside your head." And it just keeps going on over and over for like 5 minutes. And I'm sitting there like, don't let it happen. Don't let it fucking happen, man. Don't let it happen. Sure as fuck, every time they watch it, it's stuck. It's like, God damn it. It's Everything is Awesome Part 2.
Okay, but Everything is Awesome was legitimately awesome.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, that song was fucking great.
They have one in this one called "Everything's Not Awesome."
Everything has its equal reaction.
Yeah, everything's not awesome, but good movie though. Good job, Pratt. Good job, Fat Pratt.
I haven't seen the second one. I don't know if the Lego movie is really our target demographic as far as a show is concerned.
You know how they make like kids movies these days that have like mixed in adult humor.
Dude, I'll bring up a kid show that has mixed in adult humor.
We talked about this earlier.
How many of you guys have watched the new Invader Zim movie that came out on Netflix? Enter the Florpus.
No.
I'm gonna go with I've never heard of it before.
Hilarious.
No.
It's okay.
Hilarious
So
and weird. And,
Now-
and if you're a psychedelic drug user out there,
Do you have a better chance of watching this because you have kids? Or
no.
because...
So Invader Zim was a cartoon that was out like 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was not exactly kid friendly. It was
Scott,
like
you ever heard of that cartoon?
Nope, not at all.
it was back.
I got
It was back
nothing
from
on
the.
that.
It was back in that time era where like Ren and Stimpy was still in the air. And,
I've
like,
heard of that.
All of that kind of
It
stuff.
was like
So it was,
before Ren and Stimpy went away, these guys kind of moved in.
right, and so Invader Zim was there, and it is very much targeted at.
Maybe I graduated to adult films at that point.
Oh, I definitely. I remember like my nephews
possible.
or my cousins like.
But it's
like
pretty good. You watch
watching
this
it.
thing, and it's kind of like.
Debbie doesn't do that.
Yeah, it's a cartoon, and there's nothing that's like outright adult in it. But if you're paying enough attention, you kind of go like, "All right, yeah,
It's like the old Rugrats cartoons where like,
oh yeah,
like
dude, where they catch the grandpa fucking watching porn
he's
and
watching
shit."
porn and shit. Like,
Or the
yeah.
kids would say something, the dad's like, "Yeah, your mother says that to me
All,
all the
all
time."
the old
Like,
school
it's-
Looney Tunes were the same way.
yeah, all the
Jeez.
jokes were there. You just
Yeah.
had to freaking watch for them.
Because if you go back and watch them now, you're like, oh
This
man,
is way better now.
dude, it's way better. That's fucking wild.
Yeah. Now you know why your parents didn't have a problem with you running that shit all morning on Saturday morning. They're like, "Yeah, it's entertaining for me too." I'm just not
Yeah.
gonna tell you that.
Yeah.
Don't
You
even
mean I
worry
can watch
about
this?
it. Yeah.
I can eat my cereal in front of the TV. Fuck yeah, dude. It's awesome. That's the coolest.
We're all
shit.
kids at heart, man.
right?
It's all good.
Yeah.
It's all good. So
So what's on the horizon for Warfighter here, fellas?
We got a new humidor that's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's kind of like the rut case that we have right now.
Oh, yeah.
Just a
but a big
a little bit larger. Holds about 20 cigars. Lighter
awesome.
cutter, a couple Bovita packs, waterproof, floats, all the fun stuff.
Not seeing a lot of negatives there.
No, there really isn't any.
price is right too.
Yeah. I don't even know pricing on this. We're in a process of building it out right now. It'll probably be just for the empty case by itself, 75-ish, give or take $10.
Oh, it's not terrible at all, man. Shit.
And then depending on configuration, if you want lighters and cutters, the fancy ones or the regular field ones, or if you want
How many cigars? What cigars?
Yeah.
All that stuff.
all that
so.
plays a factor into it.
For sure.
So who's got a no shit story for our beautiful audience out
Oh.
there?
Well, I can tell the no shit story from last Friday night.
Oh my God, no! This is actually. I'm not going to chime in while you're telling, but this is a pretty good fucking story.
Well,
I'm not going to lie.
now it started. All four of us were there when it first started.
That's actually.
And then I did a
true,
nice little Irish
yeah,
goodbye.
you Irish goodbye at the appropriate time. All three of you kind of like slipped out.
Well,
I got
my
forced
God.
out. In all fairness,
I saw all of this about to happen.
in my
and I
defense,
was like,
I seen.
I am out.
I outlasted John, but I seen it coming.
yeah.
And I was out.
I looked
Yeah.
over and they were arm wrestling and talking shit and all
Yeah,
this stuff.
I knew-
And then I kind of looked around and everybody was like, it was like that witching hour where it was like,
Yeah.
if I hang out for another half an hour, everybody right now is just starting to show signs of intoxication.
Yeah.
30 minutes from now is going to be a shit show.
So
you know
I
what,
will-
guys? I'm out.
So,
to
I like
preface the
intoxication,
situation, there was a veteran targeted social that happened in downtown San Antonio,
Yep.
and it was like almost 1,000 people that showed up, and it was
a lot.
And
a good one.
at that social, everything was groovy at the social.
Yeah.
For that many people in one place, given the fact that the booze was free, the food was free, like everything was free,
Until someone handed me a handle of Jameson.
that disappeared so
Oh,
fast.
that only lasted
Before-
about 40 minutes.
Before the thing was over, it was gone.
I would have drank more of that, but I had brought in my own.
Oh, nice, nice.
So
I drank enough. For
we were
us,
all at that
don't worry.
social, and for the amount of people and prior service and everything that was there, and typically you put that many soldiers in one place unsupervised, weird things tend to start happening.
Yeah.
The social
it's
stayed
so-
the
normally
social
it's-
stayed
normally
extremely
it's just
extremely
fun.
controlled, and it was great, and it was a lot of
the
fun.
social, because it has an end time.
Right.
Yeah,
It doesn't matter if any of the booze are free, because it has been, and it's
Yeah.
free every month.
sure.
Right.
And nobody gets to that point.
Nobody gets out of
because
control.
It doesn't last long enough, which is a
Yeah.
very smart move.
And there also seems to be just a kind of a general respect of
Yeah.
what's going on, and everybody keeps it pretty mellow.
Yeah.
But after
party
this
at the
social,
bar.
yeah, there was a kind of a new thing that happened after this one where everybody decided to retire to this outdoor bar.
Great
And,
bar, by the way. I'm a big fan of that bar.
Great bar.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of that bar.
First time I ever went to that bar at 9:30 at night. 2 sets of tits came out. I'm like,
Yeah, it's a good
I'm
bar.
okay with this
And
place.
one of
good
them
bar.
was mine.
Yeah,
It's like
that was the first night I met Mikey.
it's like $3.
friends today.
It's
I
$3
got good booze.
drinks. It's $3 drinks. You can smoke
Yeah, 'cause
pretty much
it's
everywhere because the
patio.
inside is a whopping 100 square feet.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of it's outside.
Yeah.
It's great.
It's a beer garden.
So about
beer garden.
I would say it had to be 100 people from the social all wandered over.
A lot
that
of
bar
folks
by
went
the
there.
time
Yeah,
that it
yeah,
ended
yeah.
up there.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
So we were over there, and things started to kick off, and things started to whatever. And I was there entertaining a guest, and he decided he wanted to actually a guest of the company, not a guest of me. And he decided he was done for the
Yeah,
night.
he wanted to
So
split. I remember that.
I was like, all right, let's go. And my lady was like, I'm getting pretty tired. Let's get out of here.
No.
So
This was before you left.
now I was there long enough to watch the
Testosterone bloom.
right, and then people that I had never met before were walking up to me and like tapping me on the shoulder to turn me around. And were like, "You want a shot of JMO?" And I was like, "No, I don't know who the hell you are," and I mean that's gonna be a hard pass.
I don't want you to roofie me.
Yeah.
So,
I would have said yes to that every time.
Yeah, well,
Just in a glass of ice.
yep.
Yeah.
so then all of the like you said, the testosterone started to bloom, and I'm looking at the situation going like, this round's about finished. Yeah, let me go ahead and get this guy out of here because he was a guest of the company. He wanted to go. That's fine. So we dip out, and
But he was sober the whole time.
he was sober the whole time. I had one drink at the bar, and then I watched the whole. I got challenged where they were like, "Hey, you want to come over and try this arm wrestling thing?" And I was like, "Nah, I think I'm good, man.
I'm all
Like,
set,
I don't
man."
need to be a part of that either."
Like
So I'm sitting there chilling, smoking a cigar with you fine gentlemen,
I
and
made
having
fun
a
of the
drink,
arm
and we're
wrestling
joking
thing by
and all that
sitting
kind of
down like I
stuff.
was all serious and went, and I'm sitting there. Then I went, "Okay, give me a shot." The guy beat me, and I was like, "All right."
And
Like I think me and you talked about this. I don't want to wake up sore.
Yeah, dude,
Right?
dude, and just me fucking around that 30 seconds,
Yeah.
my arm hurt the next day. I was like, motherfucker.
Right?
Here's the thing about arm wrestling when you're in your 30s. There's no fucking logical reason to arm wrestle ever.
You know what's funny? I got
Past
invited
like
to
24 years old.
I got invited to an arm wrestling event Saturday here in San Antonio.
Yeah.
There's an arm wrestling club,
Nice.
and they teach you techniques on how to properly arm wrestle. Part of me wants to go, so the next time this stupid shit happens, I go up there and apply some technique and just
Some,
just to
some
be a
of my
dick, but
favorite internet videos are of arm wrestling.
the
Oh,
snaps.
the arm snaps.
When the arm
Dude.
snaps.
Or the bicep roll up when you
Yeah.
watch that thing with the
See-
tendon lets go and it just rolls up in their arm.
I don't need that shit in my life.
No.
But
So-
I'll watch that shit.
So these gentlemen have good sense enough to leave, and after they leave, an acquaintance of mine who is extremely fucking drunk, and he's a very terrible drunk at that. He first he pulled a knife on another friend of mine. He didn't like pull it out and like brandish it at him, but he threatened to. Like he pulled it up and was like, "What's up?" type of thing.
Right.
And that caused an issue. Shortly after that, I break that up. We get that all squashed. They have a drink together. Everything's all good. Then they go, and somebody runs up to me and they're like, "Yo, you got to go get old boy. Fucking, he just dumped a margarita down so-and-so's purse, and he bit another girl." And I'm like,
Steve was so mad about that.
I'm like, he bit someone? I'm like, what the fuck? So I'm off looking for this dude.
As soon as you hear that description of action ever, you're just like,
Yeah.
he what?
Yeah. So I'm like, what the fuck? So I go looking for this dude, and I can't find him. He must have been in the bathroom or something. So I can't find him. So I go back to my table where I'm out hanging out, having a drink. A friend of mine from out of town shows up, and I'm happy to see him. I hadn't seen him in a while. We're like, hugging it up and having a conversation and enjoying it.
Like you do.
And then at some point or another, somebody says, "Let's sing the Marines hymn." And I
You
don't
guys.
know how this fucking
You
started.
guys.
Suddenly really happy I wasn't there.
you
Can
guys.
I ask you a question?
You guys
real
would have
quick?
made fun of us.
Yes,
Yeah.
Marine.
How do
We're
you
going to make fun
know?
of you right now because we weren't there.
How do you know if there's a Marine in the bar?
He'll tell you.
He'll tell you.
10 times.
Yeah. Well, see, and I'm not like that. Like I don't think of myself as being that kind of guy. Like I'm not
Right.
the hardcore brovet fucking Marine. I'm
You know how long I knew Mikey before I found out he was a Marine?
Fucking.
I knew Mikey all of about 4 minutes before I knew he was a Marine.
Well, did somebody else tell you?
No, you did.
Did I?
Oh, yeah.
Well, maybe I did. I don't know. Maybe it wasn't a joke.
No.
We'll come back to that.
Yeah.
I'm curious about
Okay.
this. Anyways,
What gave it away for me when I first met you is when we walked your Jeep to go do shots of Jameson because you had a bottle of Jameson.
and
in
I have
your
like a
Jeep.
Marine sticker on my
Oh, the whole fucking thing's wrapped in red and yellow and
not
gay as
true.
fuck.
He bought that blue Jeep. He bought that blue Jeep. It's got that big red blood stripe that runs all the way down the middle of it.
My man cave at home's painted like that.
Busted.
So anyways, these guys stand up to sing the Marines hymn. And so I'm like, yeah, all right. I'm drunk. I'm motivated. Sure, I'll do it. So we start doing it. We get about 3 lines in, and commotion erupts behind me. And I turn around, and apparently, old boy who had already started the shit had sat down in a chair and tried to kiss a girl. And when she was not into it and pushed him away, he decided it'd be a good idea to throw a fucking table at her. So when he threw the
Makes
fucking
perfect
high top
sense.
table at this girl, and she's a veteran, we all know her. She's a friend of ours. She handled it very, very well. Better than I ever fucking would have. If somebody throws a table at me, it's fucking happening. Like the shit is on. So I thought she handled it pretty well. All of a sudden, a friend of mine who's about 6'5", fucking 400 pounds. I don't know if he's that big. He's huge. All right? He's a very, very large man. He wraps dude up in like a figure 4, but he's not tightened it up. And this dude, like, he's got
Isn't
those.
a figure 4 a leg lock?
Yeah. From WWE. I think I believe
Rear
he means.
naked.
I believe
rear
he means
naked choke is also
rear
called
control
figure
with a
4
rear
choke.
naked choke.
A figure 4 is also
I thought
called
the figure 4 is a leg
That's
thing.
a leg
that
lock.
What's his name
John,
did in WWE.
John, you
It
don't
is.
speak Marine.
Yeah.
Let
I
it
don't,
let it
that's
go.
right.
like it's
Sorry.
like all right. So it's McMap. It's called a figure 4 choke.
McMap?
Yeah.
Is that like a McDouble?
Yes. That's exactly what it's like. So he's got him in a fucking rear naked.
I like how
asshole.
everybody in the world calls this a rear naked choke, except the
And
Marines.
it's a figure 4 on your
I mean,
neck. Not
I
your leg.
I like how we all jump on the littlest shit and just fucking kill it.
What?
Oh,
It's a rear naked choke. Figure 4 is
it is a rear naked choke.
figure
but
4 is a leg lock from.
Look up the fucking McMap definition. McMap. MCAP.
McMap with cheese.
double.
MCMAP. Sorry, Marine Corps Martial Arts Program. Anyways, he's got him in a figure 4. You fucking nitpicking cunts. And then he starts grabbing at people's shirts. He rips one dude's shirts. He grabs my shirt. I'm like, let go now, huh? A blood choke is this. It's they're all blood chokes.
Hey.
Let's
Anyways,
Let's
Um,
drive it.
Moving forward.
So he grabs my shirt and I'm like, fucking let go now. Because I know this guy. I've gone hunting with this dude. I've hung out with him before. I'm like, look, dude, fucking let go of me now. And I look in his eyes and he's got those crazy fucking, he's not looking at me. He's not looking at anything. He's looking at fucking just tunnel vision of
Right.
drunk.
The trapped
you know?
animal
He's got
eyes.
the Forrest Whitaker eyes going
Dude,
on.
for like full, but both of them are Forrest Whitaker eyes. Right? And
So he's sleepy.
so I look at dude and I'm like, well, he's about to be. I look at dude and I'm like, put him out. So dude tightens up the fucking chokehold and like that, his arms drop and he just drops to his fucking ass. And then his head hits the ground and we're like, oh shit, I didn't mean for that to happen. Yeah.
That's figure 4.1.
That's right.
Just so you guys
Right.
know.
That's figure 5. So he
I wonder. Oh, I figured
It's
it out.
actually FIG
The
point
point
4.
four.
Yeah,
and it's
not,
a picture, and that's why the
Yeah,
Marines
it's
call it
not-
a figure
right.
4.
You
It's
see
really the
here-
rear naked choke. When you
Figure
read the
4 is
picture,
the
it says
position
FIG
you're
period
supposed to be
4.
holding.
it might be. That might be it. That
That's
might
what
be
I
where
was
it
saying,
originated.
I
John,
was
you are
like,
a genius.
That
It's
might be
the
where it's
image
at.
next to rear naked choke on the page is listed as figure 4. It's a figure 4 choke.
I'll have to find my McNapp books and see if that's the truth.
That is amazing.
So, anyways, you
would
fucking
say
bitches.
not
I'm
be
gonna stop
surprised.
telling the fucking story. Fucking Jesus Christ.
Oh, crying.
Dude grabbed my beard and I punched him 6 times. That's it.
Moral of the story.
He went to jail in the tank. Fuck that guy. I'm out.
Moral of the story, don't grab Mikey's beard.
Moral of the story is don't be a cunt veteran.
Dude, yeah, don't be a fucking shitty veteran.
If you're
man.
that guy and you know you're that fucking guy, and I'm sorry,
Avoid the booze,
but you
man.
know when you're that fucking guy, I'm not saying don't come hang out. Just have a fucking Coke and a smile. Like, you don't need to fucking get hammered and be an ass.
No.
Or you're gonna get figure four.
I'll finger for you. I'll 4-finger you. I'm
That's
gonna get
figure
a
3.
knife hand to your prostate.
Hey, let's figure.
Don't threaten me with a good time.
Zing. God damn it. See what I fucking deal with over here? Huh?
Just to let you know, it hasn't been referred to as a figure 4 since 2005.
Yeah, dude.
That's the right timeline for him.
Yeah, I got my. That's about the time I got my fucking.
But on what page of the manual is figure 4
Producers
actually
just told us
listed?
it wasn't referred to as a figure 4 since 2005.
Yeah.
But the reference, was that in WWE or was that in
It's from McMahon.
Okay.
See? Like I'm the fucking asshole. Fuck you 3.
When did you go through those?
2002 was my original one.
Yeah, when's the last one you did?
Well,
2002.
no. I think I got my black belt in 2013.
Yeah. Huh?
They let you get a black belt calling it the wrong thing?
Who was gonna fucking argue with me?
You have a black. You have a black belt in McMap.
Yeah, I'm a 2nd degree black belt in McMat.
So I just got a text from Mike Barker.
Oh, what did Mikey have to say?
In all caps lock, Dungeons and Dragons forever.
That's my boy Mike. That's what I'm talking about, Mikey.
Yeah.
Mikey's talking a little bit of shit because he was supposed to come up on Tuesday to do the podcast, and it got postponed because of game night.
Hey man, game night's important. If it's important to Jazz, it's important.
That's right.
It's an important night. It's set in stone. I get it. We couldn't do it Wednesday night because I'm in class like a fucking chud, hating my life.
But now we're here, and we've
But now
learned
we're
all
here.
about what is in Figure 4's box.
And it's Man Love Thursday.
I hope this is interesting to the listeners, because if not, we're sorry.
Because Scott's bored as fuck.
Scott's sitting over here just like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
So I think it's a good spot to fucking
Yeah,
end
I
this
think
one
that was
there,
definitely a
fellas.
good
Are you
solo
ending?
shit story.
Are you thinking? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's about that time, boys. So, as always, I would like to thank all of you for being my freedom friends.
Yeah, cheers, boys. Cheers.
Cheers.
Salud.
Cheers.
And we will see you guys next week.
Yes.
And we bid you
next
to
week, man.
smoke
Bid you
on,
fucking adieu.
drink on, and forever love freedom.
Fucking freedom the fuck on, boys.
We'll talk to you guys later. Go
We're
practice
out.
your Figure 4.
Yeah, figure the 4 out.
Figure 4 this.